So, basically why some countries are rich.
When people look around the world, one question often comes up. Why are some countries rich while others remain poor? At first glance, the answer may seem simple. Some people believe rich countries are simply lucky. Others think natural resources explain everything. But in reality, countries usually become wealthy because many different factors work together over long periods of time. Let's look at some of the most important ones. Resources. One factor is natural resources. Some countries have large amounts of oil, natural gas, valuable minerals, fertile farmland, or other natural advantages. These resources can generate jobs, exports, and tax revenue. For example, countries such as Norway, Canada, and Australia have benefited from natural resources. Norway has large oil and natural gas reserves. Canada has significant oil, natural gas, timber, and mineral resources. Australia is rich in iron ore, coal, gold, and other minerals. However, resources alone do not guarantee wealth. Many countries have valuable resources but remain relatively poor. For example, Democratic Republic of the Congo has vast deposits of valuable minerals, including cobalt and copper, yet much of the population remains poor. This shows that resources alone do not guarantee prosperity. Education. Another major factor is education. Modern economies require skilled workers. Businesses need engineers, teachers, doctors, technicians, programmers, managers, and many other professionals. A well-educated population is often more productive and better able to adapt to new technologies. Education also helps create innovation. Many inventions, scientific discoveries, and successful companies begin with highly skilled people solving problems. Over time, a strong education system can significantly increase a country's wealth. For example, Finland is often recognized for its strong education system. South Korea also invested heavily in education and developed a highly skilled workforce over the past several decades. Business environment. The business environment is also extremely important. People are more willing to start businesses when they know the rules are clear and predictable. Imagine two countries. In one country, opening a business is straightforward. In the other, businesses face excessive bureaucracy, corruption, and constant uncertainty. Most investors would prefer the first country. When businesses invest money, they create jobs, build factories, develop products, and help the economy grow. Many wealthy countries have spent decades building systems that encourage entrepreneurship and investment. For example, Singapore is frequently ranked as one of the easiest places in the world to start and operate a business. Its clear regulations and business-friendly policies have helped attract investment from around the world. Infrastructure. Infrastructure is another key factor. Infrastructure includes roads, bridges, railways, ports, airports, power grids, internet networks, and water systems. Without good infrastructure, businesses become less efficient. A factory cannot operate effectively without reliable electricity. Farmers cannot easily sell products if transportation is poor. Workers cannot be productive if they spend hours stuck in traffic every day. Good infrastructure allows people goods, services, and information to move more efficiently. That is one reason wealthy countries often invest heavily in infrastructure. For example, Japan is known for its highly developed transportation infrastructure, including its famous high-speed rail network. Efficient transportation helps businesses and workers save time and operate more effectively. Stability. Stability is often one of the most important factors of all. Businesses and investors prefer predictable environments. Wars, political instability, severe corruption, and economic crises create uncertainty. When uncertainty becomes too high, businesses often invest less, and economic growth slows down. Countries with stable governments, reliable institutions, and predictable laws are generally more attractive to investors. Stability gives people confidence to save money, start businesses, and make long-term plans. For example, Switzerland has enjoyed a high level of political and economic stability for many decades. This stability has helped attract businesses, investors, and financial institutions from around the world. Trade. Trade is another major reason some countries become wealthy. No country can produce everything efficiently. Trade allows countries to specialize in what they do best and exchange goods and services with others. For example, one country may specialize in technology, another in manufacturing, and another in agriculture. International trade gives businesses access to larger markets and more customers. It also increases competition, which often encourages companies to improve quality and reduce costs. Many of today's richest countries became wealthy partly because they developed strong trading relationships with the rest of the world. For example, Netherlands became one of Europe's most important trading nations, partly because of its strategic location and major ports. The Port of Rotterdam is one of the largest ports in Europe and connects businesses to global markets. Innovation. Innovation is one of the most powerful drivers of long-term wealth. Innovation means finding better ways to do things. It can involve new technologies, new products, new business models, or new processes. Think about the impact of electricity, automobiles, computers, smartphones, or the internet. A single major innovation can increase productivity for millions of people. Countries that encourage research, entrepreneurship, and technological development often create companies that grow rapidly and generate enormous economic value. Many of the world's wealthiest countries are also among the most innovative. For example, the United States has produced many of the world's largest technology companies and has been a global leader in innovation for decades. Innovation has been a major driver of economic growth. Culture and work ethic. Culture can also influence economic success. Different cultures often place different levels of emphasis on education, saving money, entrepreneurship, long-term planning, and hard work. Of course, culture alone does not determine whether a country becomes rich or poor. However, cultural attitudes can affect how people approach work, business, learning, and investment. In some countries, starting a business is widely encouraged. In others, people may be more cautious about taking risks. Small differences in behavior, repeated across millions of people over many decades, can have a significant impact on economic growth. For example, Germany is often associated with strong vocational training, engineering expertise, and a culture that values precision and long-term planning. These factors have helped Germany become one of the world's largest economies. Why there is no single secret. The wealthiest countries often combine many advantages at the same time. They may have good education systems, stable governments, strong infrastructure, active trade networks, innovative businesses, and cultures that encourage productivity. Some countries have abundant natural resources. Others have very few resources, but became wealthy through innovation, trade, and human capital. In most cases, national wealth is the result of many factors working together over decades or even centuries. So basically, countries tend to become wealthy when they create an environment where people can learn, work, innovate, trade, build businesses, and invest for the future. The more effectively those systems work together, the more likely a country is to grow and prosper over time.